member for Groom.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Industry, Energy and Emissions Reduction. Will the Minister outline to the House how our plan for net zero by 2050 will ensure that we strengthen our industries and create jobs as we bring down our emissions? And is the Minister aware of any alternative approaches?
The Minister for Industry, Energy and Emissions Reduction.
Well, I thank the member for Groom for his question. Thank you, Mr Speaker, and for his continued support for a technology-led approach to reducing emissions. As the member for the area in and around Toowoomba, he represents one of the great energy and agricultural hubs of the world, Mr Speaker, and he, like so many of his constituents, understands that technology-led approaches to reducing emissions using technologies like hydrogen, carbon capture and storage, regenerating our soils is the key to maintaining a strong economy, strengthening our economy and bringing down emissions at the same time. And that's our plan, Mr Speaker. We've laid it out. Few countries in the world have, and those opposites certainly haven't, Mr Speaker. It's a plan that focuses on doing things the Australian way, Mr Speaker, the Australian way. It builds on the policies and initiatives that we've been announcing over a long period of time, including in recent months, Mr Speaker, and as a result of those policies and initiatives, emissions are more than 20% down since 2005. That's at a time where the economy has grown by 45%. And get this, Mr Speaker, exports during that time, when emissions have come down by 20.8%, exports have grown by more, product exports by more than 200%, Mr Speaker. That's success. That's what works. And our plan is about using what works. It respects the choices of Australians, households and businesses. And this is so crucial, Mr Speaker. Their right to choose. Their right to choose. The right of farmers to choose how they want to farm. The right of Australians to choose the vehicles they want to drive, the food they want to eat, Mr Speaker. It's a plan for prosperity and for the regions to excel, Mr Speaker. But I am asked about alternatives. And the alternative is those opposite. Seven times they've voted against the technology-led approach. The Leader of the Opposition describes it as absurd, but worse, Mr Speaker, time after time they have refused to tell Australians what their 2030 target is. But today they came into this place and they voted for a 60% emissions reduction target, Mr Speaker. Voted for a 60% emissions reduction target. Now, it's true the Leader of the Opposition described the member for Maribyrnong's target of 45% as a mistake. What no one realised is he was in favour of a 60% target, Mr Speaker. A 60% target. And he needs to explain which industries will be destroyed, which cattle are going to go, which mines are going to be closed, which industry is going to disappear, Mr Speaker, which regions are going to be destroyed. They need to explain all of this, Mr Speaker. Well, we've laid out our plan as technology-led, as for the prosperity of Australia and Australians, Mr Speaker, and it respects the choice of all Australians.